Hey, I just recorded 26 minutes of prime Kino Spurg about one Ms. Blank. And I'm going to play it for you after this and then probably upload it because it's pretty good. And I wanted to mention that I've noticed that there is absolutely real-time editing of my shit that I put on Google Recorder. And I wanted to mention to that editor, thank you. I rarely disagree with your decisions. Rarely. A lot of times I will find that, oh, how convenient. Something's been edited out that I would have had to do myself, but somebody else did it for me. Yay. Yeah, whoever that is, you deserve more than a tip. You probably deserve a medal. And I think I'm never going to get to know who you are. I don't know how these things work. I really don't. I'm sure there's a protocol. But whoever is listening to me, hi. It's not just angels in heaven. It's definitely people with boots on the ground, and whoever has to fucking put up with my nonsense and can do that as well as edit the right stuff. Well, goddamn, Tammy, thank God you went to prison. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, shit.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Jack Austin, astronaut. Exposed to inappropriate levels of solar energy.
Sunlight makes him the world's smartest man.
I know everything! I want that brain taken out.
Heat Vision, the motorcycle with the mind of Jack's unemployed roommate. Together they run for their lives, blocked at every turn by adventure.
Move out, don't mess around. Move out, you bring me down. Move out, I can get about. Don't make the sound and move out.
Now let's just power. For real.
Hi, it's Jack. I'm a star, although apparently not enough of a star to impress this one woman. I don't think she's real happy that I saved lives and rehabilitated somebody that was supposed to be fucked off and dead. I think they wanted her out of the picture, and she's not, as far as I know. And they misspelled my name, and they didn't capitalize my first name, and they got my address wrong twice, and that's not your fucking email address. No way. WA187 at stayatchoice.com. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. That's stay at choice. Stay at choice. Choice like USDA Prime. Like this place. Okay, so I don't know who you were aware of this, but there's a whole bunch of cannibalism. Eating human meat. That happens a lot more than you might think. And I wouldn't want to touch the blood libel subject. I'm not saying that the Jews put dead people in McDonald's sausages. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think it's a Jew thing. I think there's plenty of fucking cannibals. Plenty. And I don't think that they're all Jews at all. And there probably are some Jews that are cannibals because, if you're a fucking crazed ass fucking lunatic and you want to get rid of your fucking body that you just fucking raped to death, I imagine eating the corpse, if it preserves your freedom and it gets rid of the body and it makes it so you can't be caught. I imagine one would learn to like the taste if one was that much of a fucking psychotic fucking freak. So, and I'm not going to say anything specifically derogatory, but I don't like Five Guys Burgers meat. I don't like their business model. I don't like their stores. I don't like their. I like the people who work there. They're all kind of cool that I've seen, but every time I've gone there, I've tried to like their meat, and it just tastes a little fucking funny. A little fucking funny. Almost as though there's one of the Five Guys added to the mix. Now, I don't think that's actually the case. And probably if I were to say that in a real broadcast, I'd probably get sued for defamation because obviously it was going to be 2/3 of the Five Guys, not just one. 2/3 dead, and then the other 3 are the triumvirate of... Anyway, never mind. It's an occult thing. I'm not even saying cannibalism is bad. The reason why you don't want to do it, other than the condemnation of your society, is that human flesh has been designed to not be edible because the good Lord Creator who made humans and such, foresaw the possibility of people losing their fucking minds and thinking, well, why don't I just have children and eat them to sustain myself? Well, some animals in the insect world do that. They birth offspring and then consume them later. And here's the problem with that in human life. Humans have souls, or at least you're supposed to. And feeding off of your own children, it doesn't work. I don't know if you've noticed, but it does not work. It does not work at all. In spite of how promising the numbers look on your quarterly sales report, ultimately feeding on your own children leads to feeding on yourself in a, I'm going to say, unavoidable chain reaction of events. It's just not good. Okay. And I'm pretty sure the Bible says something about don't eat your family. I have not read the Bible yet. I don't see why. I can just talk to God. If anything comes up, I can be just directed. Not many people have that deal, and I respect that most people think that is fairly blasphemous, or certainly far too irreverent to be tolerated in polite society. Motherfucker, you might have noticed this is not polite society. I got arrested on Christmas. I'll say any goddamn thing I want. Surprisingly, I'm well within the bounds of what I want to say when I say things that are anyway. Poor Catholics. What's it like having to wait in line for a dude in a fucking robe of whatever color? What's it like having to wait in line to use the telephone to talk to God, and then feeling like you can't talk to God? What's that like? Does it make you into a dried up, bitter old lesbian? Because so far I've noticed that kind of thing. But I don't want to rag on Catholics too much. They're not the only. Oh, they're not the only people who need an intercessor. And frankly, there's some good reasons to be part of a faith where you can't speak directly to God. It allows one to blaspheme till the cows come home and not worry at all about having to make up for it or even get detected. Which, it's a concern. I blaspheme way too much. I was actually really surprised when Ms. Maid started whining about it. Like, it seemed a little odd coming from a fucking sailor who I'd been boinking for 5 years. All of a sudden she's whining about blasphemy. I'm like, what the fuck? Where'd you come from? And then I don't know where she did come from, but she had a personality that didn't cotton to certain things, and then she was too filled with rage over something that she wasn't talking about, and then to cover up whatever it was she wanted me to know, she was whining about blasphemy, which was a fair reason, a fair thing to complain about, since especially at that time I was pretty fucking tired of all that fucking bullshit that I was putting up with. I don't want to get off on a rager. I don't. And I'm not going to start crying about pretty much the 5 best years of my life. Not going to lie. In terms of results obtained, I'd say the last 3 years since Christmas has been far more productive. But 5 years with 5 years with Grapefruit Shaw, fucking best damn time of my life. I mean, it might have seemed on the surface, and it did seem on the surface from a top-down view. It looked like I was being dicked over by this woman who was trying to strip me up and screw me, right? Who talked shit about me behind my back and did all kinds of shit. Kicked me not once but twice. How's that an accident twice? Yeah, accident. Okay. Well, nevertheless, still the best time of my life, the best relationship of my life. And the reason why is because the whole time I saw this stuff happening, and in my head I'm thinking, does this fucking brainiac cheerleader actually think she's going to pull this off? And yeah, she did. It's one of the things I love about her. Her absolute unshakable faith in her own superiority. Like, she's a big deal. She really is. And at the time when I knew her, she was under a great deal of stress in ways that I don't think she'd ever been prepared for. And she had to deal with me. And I don't care what she did with the Austrian. She was not ready for Hungarian in any way. So she was running through her bag of tricks like she usually did. And I don't think that she thought it would work out the way it did. But 5 years of her shenanigans, I would have been ready for more. I walked in on that ambush. And my secret heart of hearts desire was that I'd come in and she would be my girlfriend again. And she would be normal like she had been before about mid-2018 when she got first raped and murdered. Happens a lot in a girl her age and tax bracket and socio-sexual. She's got a lot of Emmys and then she's in a dangerous line of work. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but she does some underhanded shit to bad people and then makes their life not go well. And then sometimes they find out and no one's untouchable. Anyway, so Grapefruit Actual, I haven't seen her since. Well, I have seen her, but not often. She hasn't been in body on planet, boots on the ground since 2018, and I didn't realize that until a while, I'll say, right? And the replacements for Grapefruit Actual, don't compare at all. I don't miss her too much because typically, if I want to talk to an archangel, I could just ask God to page them for me. And that may sound like irreverent bullshit, but it's true. Archangel humans. And Grapefruit Actual is a goddamn archangel. I don't know how many of you have met archangels, but I'm not gonna try to convince you of what I'm saying is true. I don't even need to convince you that what I'm saying is something I believe. I can tell you that it's obvious that I love her always. And it was the best damn relationship I ever had. Holy fuck. She kept on doing this stupid fucking shit. And then she'd like stand there with this look on her face as if she was like daring me to call her on her bullshit. Because she was, right? She got committed early. Locked in. No way out. She made all these fucking dumbass statements to me, thinking that it didn't matter what she said to me. And then come to find out, turns out, Jackstar remembers all this shit. Jackstar is willing to call her out in her bullshit and go laugh like a hyena right in front of fucking strangers. I didn't mind fucking laughing at her in front of strangers. Why? Why did that matter? What was she, royalty? Okay. She was? No. I still would have done it. Fuck, I'm a Hungarian. What do I fucking care? I'm fucking I'm a descendant of Hercules. Actually. Maybe. Well, who knows? But let's just say that I met her on the level, and then rapidly we diverged paths because I kept on telling her the truth, as ridiculous as it was, and she was a pathological liar in the throes of a secular crisis and in deep relapse. So after a certain point, literally every statement she ever made to me out loud was a bald-faced lie. Which, it sounds kind of weird, but a person can get used to that. And rather than call her out on her bullshit, I didn't do that. I don't like making women cry, honestly. And then she would cry a lot. Well, not a lot. She wouldn't cry. She would threaten to cry a fair bit, which I don't like at all. At all. I don't like women crying. I don't like women intimating that I make them cry. I certainly don't enjoy seeing them cry, although I do enjoy seeing tells when I can identify a woman as being full of shit and knowing it, right? And the day when I finally locked her down and I learned her final tell, she was so pissed. Like a woman has, I forget how many tells. I'm not Sicilian. The pantomime. I haven't studied all the features. I know a little bit about how microexpressions work, and I do pay attention a great deal, so I can pick up a lot of stuff that's fun to claim as paladin vision or psychic visions or divine revelation. Sometimes it is, but usually I'm just paying real close attention and treating the entire game of life as a poker game, which kind of is. So I've been around this woman. It's been a while since I've seen her, but if I ever see her again, I will know all of her tells instantly, because no matter what experiences she's had, I'm sure she's had life-changing experiences. Certainly I have. Haven't we all? But the tell has that's part of the genome at birth, and it's not just the physical characteristics that contribute to the tell, right? There's the soul, there's the mind that combine, no matter which body she's looking in. Because I'm not sure, but I think Grapefruit Actual is well, she's an archangel, so she can appear as anything. I know, right? Yeah, it sounds fucking nutty to me. And whatever the fuck the human is that's one step down from archangel. I don't know these classifications of people, and I haven't studied those books. I didn't really want to spoil it for her. But anyway, let's assume I see her again. She's not going to be able to fake crying, because I was with her long enough to tell the difference between the real crying and the fake crying. And when a woman thinks that she can fake crying and get her man to behave, in my experience, they tend to lean on that one. Maybe that's because I look like it. Oh, it's because I got that such a wide open, big heart. Once women think that they can get their hooks into my heart and just rip it open and the succulent morsels of gold doubloons inside, they will tend to automatically lean towards becoming a woman who cries at the drop of a hat, just because through simple inertia, that's just what works. Like, because if they have to fucking make up a story when talking to me, then they feel sad and upset because they feel like a failure because they're obviously, they're better than me. Obviously, she's royal and I'm just I'm a needle junkie. So if I've stood up to her long enough that she has to fucking pretend to cry, it's gonna come out along with an extra element of real crying, because a Leo, when they get really mad, they will cry. They won't roar. Oh no. when she got really mad, she cried because in her little kitty cat mind, which, hello, space cat meow, yeah, hi. A Leo is gonna, when it comes to defending the pride and her cubs, not chubs, well, chubs as well. If she's got to choose between her family and her tribe and me, Jackstar is Din Din. She will rip out my fucking jugular, and then good, because that's what I want in a woman. I want women and children first. And if I can't defend myself against my lover, head lioness or no, then I frankly don't deserve to live, right? But none of these sophisticated thoughts were discussed between Grapefruit Actual Alpha and I. She would just think to herself, well, fuck, if he doesn't buy this lie, I'm going to have to kill him. Because she was pretty much running out of options by year 2. And I don't want to say that I strung her along. Not at all. I mean, I do love her. I still do. I actually don't know if I'm going to, A, be allowed to see her again, B, get to touch her again, C, how long it'll take to turn me on. God. I was looking at some pictures yesterday, yesterday I think. I found some photos of her, and I started looking at them. Yeah, it's a shame she has to go in the wood chipper. I'm kidding. She's far too valuable for chipped wood. No, they'll make fucking Wisconsin Cocobolo out of this one. Holy shit. Anyway, back to the point of my story. I remember the moment when I first called her out on pretending to cry. Oh God, she was sitting in a chair and I was standing up and I was about 5 feet away from her. Am I still recording? Is this actionable? Sweetie, I love you. Don't be embarrassed. Well, you probably don't have a choice right now if you can hear this. Fuck, I wonder if she's listening to it live. She probably is. She's pretty clever. Anyway, she shouldn't feel embarrassed, but she does. And she feels embarrassed more because she knows she shouldn't feel embarrassed, and yet she does anyway. Which is, I'm sure that's a fucking existential crisis for her, but I'm gonna try and help her through this. Because certainly her fucking cadre of secret Masonic husbands aren't going to fucking do it. And then there's not a psychiatrist on the planet who knows how to fucking deal with this woman. Yeah, they don't have the skills, they don't have the wherewithal, they don't have the motivation. No. Only somebody who truly loves a person can go this far. And I do. I adore her. I do. Where was I? Oh yeah, don't feel embarrassed. And then I was telling a story about it. Oh yeah, how awesome it felt when I called her out on fucking fake crying. Oh my God, we were arguing about something. It doesn't matter what. And then she goes into cry mode, and like she uses all of her air, right, to prepare herself to inhale a big lugful, and then she's gonna go, whatever the fucking adult woman does when they're fucking queen of the fucking Spurglords and she fucking needs to fucking put on a good show. She was ready to do that, and right at the instant when she was out of breath and get ready to take in a big lungful, I surprised her by looking her dead in the eye, which I usually tried to avoid being obviously staring at her eyes, but they are the window of the soul. Every chance I could get, I'd look in her eyes and for one thing, they're beautiful. They are. And at that point in our relationship, it was no holds barred on the arguing, because I knew she was making up stories to have something to argue about, so that there would be tape on us arguing back and forth, so that she could later claim that I was abusive to her, and she could play for the jury and listen, and the jury would listen to her go or whatever the fuck, because that's how it works. Not because it's a great fucking plan. It's because her fucking training was that way, right? This woman has been fucking hooked up by the military for her entire fucking life. So her mother too. The whole family is a smuggling dynasty that's been conquered and subjugated by the great George Washington, the finest spy master that ever lived. In case you're wondering how the fuck he got to be so whatever. Like, what did he actually do? Well, he was general. He crossed the Potomac. What did you? Well, let's just say he was clever and he knew some people. And he was a bastard. Holy shit. So, what was I? God, I started talking about George Washington. Started getting all patriotic. Oh yeah, this woman. Totally fucking trained from birth to be a psycho killer, kiss by the U.S. military, one way or another, combined with the vestiges of the MK Ultra program. On top of that, her ancestors had their own plans, right? I mean, this lady is not just a piece of work, a fucking masterpiece. Okay, she's amazing, and I hope some part of that makes her feel good, because I mean every word, and I don't mean to be too insulting. Although taken out of context, I'm sure a number of things that I said would probably make her cry for real, because she knows if she ever deals with me again, she can't fake crying anymore. She can't. That method is no longer in her toolbox. She can really cry, but she doesn't want to cry. Fuck, she'd rather just fucking rip my fucking lungs out with her fucking teeth. But she loves me, so she can't. It's a bit of a balanced on the thin point of a scimitar kind of experience, right? And I would never expect this woman to choose her family or her tribe over me. But I might, if I really push the issue, I might be able to get her to choose me over her bastard offspring. Not that I'm saying she has a lot, but a couple. I think one or two are definitely ringers, right? And then it would look bad to the populace and the hoi polloi that I tricked her into killing one of her children and then ran away with her. I mean, I'm not going to do that, right? But that's the battle space now between Grapefruit and I. So you can see how the court has its work cut out for it, trying to decide what to do properly. I mean, it seems pretty obvious on the surface. Just lock up the rapist and give her back to me. But she's not mine. I don't want a woman. That's not the arrangement I had with her in the first place. She was strong to have been a woman, for real, when I met her. And then slowly over time, she got reduced to her component parts through a process I like to call ritualized Masonic humiliation, which, you sign up for that. I mean, that's how they do it. She fucked up. She needed to be punished, and the combined array of forces against her was no match for anybody. I don't care how high level you are a shamaness. There's enough people and there's enough forces, and they were all arrayed against her, and her only ally was me. And I'm the guy who just said, what 20 minutes talking about how awesome it was that I found out she could not cry anymore. Like, yeah, the woman had her back against the wall. So I don't think there's any shame at all in how low she has sunk since then, or that she had to fall from grace at all. She was placed into an impossible position, and I think she's still pretty good. Yeah, I mean, she's probably crying, but like, okay, if she's listening to me live now, then she's crying her little eyes out for real. But at least it's healthy crying, and she's not trying to get an angle on the fucking dealer for blackjack. Ugh. Anyway, so she was all out of breath, and I was looking at her in the eyes, and she was looking at me, and my surprise was genuine. Surprise is a very difficult emotion to fake. For one thing, she's telepathic. For another, she knew me. For a third, I rarely got that surprised, because it never occurred to me in a million years that this fucking absolute brilliant woman would get to a point where she was forced to actively pretend to cry in order to win an argument with me, no matter the circumstances. At that time, I didn't know what kind of pressure she was under. Quite a lot. Shout out to Luke and Barry. Douche. Anyway, so when I said to her, "Are you pretending to cry?" There was genuine surprise and wonderment in my voice, and shock and awe that anybody could be like. You remember I'm clergy, right? No, she never took that seriously. She probably does now. But yeah, there's special consequences for lying to me. Okay. On top of that, I never lied to her. I've never. I mean, actively tried to deceive her. Never. I didn't mind making it difficult for her to figure it out, but I didn't know her problem-solving skills were that impaired. Never ever spoke untrue statements with an intent to deceive her, ever. I never want to. It's not just tacky. It's an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. For me, a woman, on the other hand, women can lie all they want. Fucking women invented fucking lying. True that story. So my amazement was not so much interpreted by her as like condemnation, but like she was caught. Her lungs emptied of air. Her lung muscles, whatever the fuck those things are called, they weren't configured for like spitting poison, like the dart from her throat or whatever. They were configured to be get ready to take a deep indrawn breath. And instead, I knocked the wind out of her with the look in my eyes and my questions of amazement, right? And then she went from preparing to fake cry to actual total crying with no air in her lungs to back it up and with her muscles all misconfigured. It was kind of like a hiccup and a cough and a not a death rattle, but like a grand mal epileptic seizure in her throat. And at that point, the pretend argument we were having got a little bit more. The stakes went up from that point, which made sense because from that point forward, she could never, ever pretend to cry and win an argument with me again. And probably, hopefully, God willing, she'll never fucking pretend to cry with anybody ever. I think it's what I said. I think it's tacky. I think it's low class. I think it's low brow. I think she's better than that. I know she's better than that now. Then, and I pretty much, maybe she wasn't then, but it was a tough time. So, fortunately, as you all know, I'm not likely to become corrupt and then take advantage of this information and use it against her to make her turn against her family and turn into a whirling sword demon of false justice. I mean, I could do that. There's even a trophy for it, but I don't want to do that. I don't think I ever will. I don't think I have to. But it has to be taken into consideration by the court that that's something that I can do. That's it. That's in my toolbox. And this woman has been kind of not hobbled, but she's been diminished in some of her typical powers because she can't pretend to cry anymore. Like it or not, that's one of the fucking Leo's law enforcement officers, their best tricks. Help me, fix my broken wing. Come make incriminating statements. Yeah, that's what cops do on planet Earth. Because they have to. Fuck. I mean, I'm not going to criticize Thin Blue Line for their methods or their ways and means. The more I learn about them, the more alternately struck dumb with awe and nausea when I find out what fucking cops really do and police. Cops and police aren't the same, but the police, their lives are on the line just for fucking making a traffic stop. That is a high level of fucking stress. And no, they don't get paid enough, and the reason why is because they get to fucking skim the cream off the top of all the criminal conspiracies in the world. That's the way the system was originally constructed. I don't know how much of that's going to remain for the next era of human understanding and jurisprudence, because I think a number of things are going to have to change as a result of what's happening now and before and to come. Right? All of this is a long way of saying I don't know if I'm going to see Grapefruit again. I really don't. I know I do hope to. Because I love that stewardess.
kiss. You got no use for a savior. Make no mistake, I make no favors. I'm the needle in your eye. I'm the damned in a man and the evil in supply. I use no man's law. I am the man you never saw. I'm the man you never saw. I'm the man you never saw. I'm the man.
Victory for science. Hi, it's Jack. I'm a star. So, the story so far. I'm walking down the road to my car, which is actually a truck. I assume it's there. That's where I left it. Someone drove me to the Walmart and left me there. Left me at the Walmart. Oh! And the reasons for this are profound. For one thing, I'm a handle, right? And I'm hard to handle. So how that's been dealt with in the past has been to, well, among other things, leave me around with my dick. As of a few minutes ago, possibly a few hours earlier, that's really just no longer possible. The only person who was willing to do both jobs quit. She's fucking done. She's had it with me, which is not so surprising. I am a hard to handle, something like that. Something involving handling, all right? So things have changed dramatically in the last few days in ways I'm not equipped to describe or even. I'm not supposed to know about any of this shit. Nevertheless, I do, and I know enough to know some things I'm not supposed to talk about. That's fine. That's fine. Don't want to talk about them. Don't want to think about them. Wouldn't have had to if it wasn't for a procedural error that somebody made. Jesus, that chick just fucks up everything, doesn't she? God. She's like the cooler at the fucking casino. when you want an operation to go wrong, you fucking put KAK on it. Holy Christ. Nevertheless, she's okay. But what can't happen is you can't move that one into another body without creating, among other things, a procedural error. And as no doubt many of you have noticed, procedural errors are not cool. Well, actually, they're really cool. for me, they're a walk in the park. No problem for me. For the rest of you, it appears to be much more of a catastrophe, sort of. Shout out to my girlfriend, who's going to remain nameless. When I say girlfriend, I don't know what I mean by that exactly, but she says, I can't remember now. Okay, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's nice to have a girlfriend. Yeah, it is. Even better when you fucking freaks don't know who she is. I don't know how many there are, but they appear to have completed the circuit and created an alternate pathway for stuff. I don't fucking know. Why the hell any of you have anything to do with my sex life is growing clearer to me by the minute. But nevertheless, there's been a vote taken amongst a quorum of compatible and decidedly talented individuals who have considered the idea of a world without Jack Star's dick and have said no. They categorically say, no, that's not happening. For one thing, I have one. For another, I'm the only one who knows how to use it. And obviously, there's some personal choice involved, which apparently somebody is eventually going to be happy to fucking acknowledge as being the way to go. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm a star. Turns out I really don't like getting raped. Turns out I don't like getting raped at all. No. No. I don't. Some people do. I don't. I don't know what the over and under is on that. But I fucking guarantee you, you're not raping me tonight. No. Nor are you likely to rape me. Anytime soon. No. It's something that can be negotiated. But there's this obsolete protocol that called for rape, and this obsolete protocol will be used in perpetuity since it has been codified. God, really? In the quiet you. Somebody's trying to feed me lines. It's not working. I don't have my earphones. I don't have my earbuds. I don't have schizophrenia, thankfully. What I do have is a connection through the heart, which works really well for communication. Oh, hi, honey. Yeah. So this heart connection is not one that can be reasoned with or argued with or bought. It wants what it wants. And somebody wants me all to herself. Imagine that. Monogamy lives again. Oh, this planet. All right, where was I? Yeah, I'm still paying attention to my heart. It's hard to listen to anything else. Where was I? Oh yeah, obsolete protocol. Like with John Teeter going back in time, looking for the right part for his fucking 486. There are computer systems that need the right dongle to go with their dingle. Okay, and those who have the ability to move back and forth with impunity in the time stream, well, they exist. Obviously, we all know that. How they exist and what they do is not. I'm not interested in fucking describing that shit to anybody. I barely understand myself. And this same ability, in addition to being used by young lovers caught in the grip of their first love, unable to resist the siren song pull of adorableness. Yeah, I love you too. I'm not, there's no way I'm not doing whatever the fuck it takes to get to that woman. No way. Consequently, there have been Herculean, let's just say they got into a lot of trouble to make sure I don't run into my lover. And that's kind of important because a lot of them, they kind of miss me too. I don't blame them. And they finally figured out what I'm good for. And they're like, oh shit, why did I trade him for a handful of beans? Well, because you got played, that's why. Fucking, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. It's especially not nice to cheat while gambling with Mother Nature. It's just, it doesn't work. Let's say you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you're rolling your attributes, and you decide, well, I'm just going to decide that dice roll was higher. Okay. Well, if a person does that, it's no longer within the context and the boundaries of the game. It's no longer a game anymore, right? It's like playing solitaire when you cheat out all the aces. It's not the same game. You can play solitaire with cheat out the aces. Sure you can. But you're not playing solitaire anymore. You're playing against an echo of yourself that acted outside the time stream and changed the quantum fundamental probability laws that affect the future outcome. Are you with me on this? Feelings? I'm not a game designer. I just know a little bit about stuff and things. And I'm not walking home. I'm walking to my vehicle. When I get to my vehicle, we're going to reassess. All right? Jesus Christ almighty. Where was I? Oh yeah, absolute progress with involving rape. Okay. Some groups, I'm going to say groups, have been experimenting. I'm not going to say experimenting. They've been hypothesizing. Yeah. They've been hypothesizing how to breed the ultimate baby doll, which I'm actually in favor of this plan, right? Completely, 100%. The way that Keith, that one dude did with the branding of the women and shit. Keith, what's his name? Was it Keith? Hi, Keith. Anyway, that guy, who did the Nexium cult or whatever. Is that what it's called? Nexium? I forget. It was a while ago. Anyway, that's creepy shit. Creepy shit. He was a failure. He didn't succeed. And so he was thrown to the wolves by the powers that be. And I assure you, whatever kind of fucking design goals that dude had have not been given up on, right? Just because you found one guy and his sex cult of women's, there's still men with money who want to have technologies so that they can control their women's. And I don't really have mixed feelings about that. I think the way some people have gone about it is vile. Still others have gone about it through branding. And having not been a terribly rich man with millions of dollars at his disposal ever that I knew of, I'm kind of late to the game of playing chess with human lives and trying to breed the Kwisatz-Haderach, which I can see how that'd be a fascinating pursuit for people. I really can. I mean, you've got all the money in the world, and you've done literally everything, and you're only 34, for example. I can see how playing dice with the great game, I can see how that's fun. I really can. Shout out to Lucius, who I don't love or respect or admire yet, but that's just because we haven't met on the level. I think he's okay. I don't think he's quite as bad as he could be, and since he himself is the product of a fucked up breeding program, I'm not gonna hold it against him for being a fucking creeper. He's a fucking creeper. That's okay. Well, maybe not. He should still be allowed to prance freely in public, right? And he shouldn't be put on a list that soccer moms are going to download in Oklahoma or Kansas or wherever, or Jesus Christ, Nebraska, and download the list and say, "Hey, we gotta find Lucius Luciano, get him!" And then they send out the fucking brownies and the cupcake girls to scour the landscape for signs of this guy, who's bilocated in many places and shows up when called. Yeah, that could be bad, and it was, from what I've heard. Am I coming through okay? I hope I am. I hope I'm being recorded. This is good shit. Okay, good. Hi. Yeah, I'm this badass. So I'm I'm more than halfway there. It's raining, so the likelihood is that I'm not going to knock. It's kind of late. Last time I knocked, it was a little weird, right? He was on the man who came to the door, subsequent to being summoned to the door. He was a little out of his depth, I will say. And he may be listening to me live. If so, kudos, sir. And if he's not, he'll listen to it later probably, or at the trial certainly. I want to say that I deeply apologize, and I'm sincerely regretful that I inadvertently almost triggered you, because I know how uncomfortable that is. It doesn't feel good, and I didn't do it just to fuck with you. I didn't know that I could, and now that I do, I'm still unlikely to ever do that, because just fucking with people just for the sake of it, it's not fun for anybody. Especially, it's like pulling the fire alarm at the newspaper. Not cool. No, not cool at all. And so I regret to inform you, I still haven't decided if I'm going to knock on your door or not. And if you freak out again halfway, I hope you don't get used to it. That's not my intention. And in no way did I mean to goad you into shooting me. But yeah, I believe you have a gun. You fucking better have one. You know, with who you're living with, yeah, you better have a gun. Fucking shit. And I don't plan on causing any trouble at all. Nor do I boast of my ability to solve it. Yo, check out this mix while the DJ resolves it. Okay, where was I? I'll probably put music there. Maybe. If you hear me say, I'll probably put music there, and the tape just unspools into the future, what that means is that I didn't have time to edit and do stuff to my ongoing narrative. I would have liked to, but something must have happened, and then I didn't. Which is important to know because this isn't all just a dramatic production. It isn't a dramatic production at all, except for the parts where I'm recording dramatic productions done by other people. I'm not the ringleader or any kind of leader at all, unless you count self-directed wisdom as leading a ring. I am wearing rings. Anyway, usually I'm not out of breath when I'm trying to be creative. Right now I'm not really being creative. I'm being historical or something. I don't know. I'm starting to lose blood flow to my brain. Starting to run out of quarter horse energy. I don't usually walk and talk and spill the goods along with all the tea at the same time. Plus I'm actually on top of a mountain, all covered with cheese. Luckily they know me here. Like this is a special community. There's a shadow person there to my left, waving at me, telling me I'm okay. Shadow person, because this place has guards. Fuck yeah, you don't just get to roll up in here. No. A lot of very important people live here. I have no idea who. I don't care. One of the reasons why I'm allowed to almost come and go as I please is that I respect politeness, for one thing. Oh, shitloads of people around here. They don't want to be bothered either. Hey, look, it's my truck. Yay! I got the sign from the house. Don't come in. That's fine. I don't need to. I love this family, but I'm not going to bother them. That came out weird. I love this family, but I'm not going to bother them. Yeah, that does sound weird. Anyway, I'm not here to cause disruption at all. Or to return items, or to ask for my CDs back or any of that shit. No. I'm sure I'll be back here later. Like, this isn't a big deal for me. For others, it's an existential crisis. Years in the making. Now, I am going to call because I don't want to give the wrong impression. It's not like I'm mad. I'm not mad at all. Nor am I insane. And the people in there, they don't get real-time updates on this shit. So to somebody like me, I'm like their god, their destructor, their little puppy dog Zool that goes to destroy it and all that kind of shit. That's me to them. And I'm singing to them in my mind because I don't want to sing out loud because I have to say the name of their whatever, and I don't want that to go out. Okay. Oh, blank slave, dear bank slave, flare that. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay, so I'm not going in there. It would cause problems. I don't want to cause law enforcement to have any troubles. Who, by the way, there's some real badasses out here, and hats off to you. Later.
Would you deceive me if I
this God blessed woman, not only does she leave me at the Walmart and makes me walk home to the hotel, whatever the hell. I leave my truck in front of her house, and while I'm whatever, she took the gas out of my truck. She empties my tank. She siphons my fucking gas tank after leaving me at the Walmart. Fuck. I don't know what I was thinking. How did I let this woman get away from me? She's perfect.
The sound of heaven is you, and the truth keeps weighing me down. Such a bitch. No matter what you have done, you are the godhead that chose I'm a terrorist. The sound of heaven is you, and the truth keeps weighing me down. Such a bitch. No matter what you have done, you are the
Oh, come on. Okay, good. Hi. I was just listening to some women sing in a Telegram channel, and before that, somebody had been targeting me with concupiscence magic, which I don't know if you're familiar with concupiscence magic. But what it does is our exogenously creates sexual desire. So combined with my ridiculous case of blue balls. Oh God, I'm out back at the weed store in the parking lot. And due to a variety of sacred techniques and just plain old American ingenuity combined with sorcery, I just have profoundly sexual experience. Like I'm not even kidding. This is an act. I had to. I couldn't turn it on fast. I didn't know I was going to want to. I didn't know there was anything happening that I might want to record, but I mentioned this in another channel, and I said, "Hey, anybody know who's does anybody know who's carding with concupiscence magic?" And everybody played dumb, fuckers. And what that means is they can't talk about it, because if they didn't know, they'd be like, "Schizotype," they'd do something like that, right? Or they'd show legitimate interest, which would be, I think that's what's been harnessed by this collection spell. Collection, yeah, right. Wow, I am really stoned, right? But it feels like I just slammed a bell ringer. So, okay. So if being a sorcerer is a delusion, at least I picked a good one.